Okay, so we spent a lot of time talking about the first principle of the offense, which is isolating cutters in a space for them to attack. And we've been talking about the strong side, which is over here, and the weak side, which is over here. But what happens when we run out of space on the strong side? Our second principle in this offense is that we want to keep the disc moving in the direction of the flow. And so we're going to take a look at this video about how to set that up and what that means. So first shot here, it's a play to the strong side. We get it on the strong side and on the sideline. So there's not a lot of space left in the strong side. So what that means is that we're going to have to attack into this space. Sure enough, we hit that throw. Now, the disc has gone from this side back towards the middle. It's going away from the strong side. And a great way to understand this from my perspective is the flow side and the ebb side. And so before the disc was flowing in this direction. Once it got all the way to this direction, however, we could not flow anymore down this side, so we had to attack this way. Following our principle that we continue the flow in the direction the disc is going, that now means that our flow side is over here, which was previously the weak side. That means we're going to have isolation cutters attacking into this space and people clearing around the desk to here. That is the opposite of what was happening before on the strong side, which was people coming into this space, attacking this way, clearing around the handlers. We're in the wing position here, you're in the isolation, your primary cut into here. That was the strong side flow. Now we're flowing in the opposite direction, and so we're going to watch people now cutting into this flow space. Oops, we have a handler who breaks the rule of clearing into the flow side space. And so we can't throw there until he gets out. But once he does, we hit in the flow direction, and we bump it all the way to the flow sideline, which is the weak side. Now we're again there. We take one look upfield. We don't have it, and we look to bump it. Now again, we are now flowing in this direction. So our primary look should be up in this space to continue to attack the disc. Notice his hips, the cutter's hips have turned, recognizing that the flow is now in this direction, setting himself up to attack this space. This is an example of flowing, of the principle of flowing in the direction of the disc all the way to that sideline and then bumping it off. It's an introduction to the concept of the flow and ebb terminology to complement the strong side, weak side analogy. Continue to listen if you're interested in learning why I think the flow and the ebb side is valuable versus the strong and the weak side. When you attack the strong side and the weak side terminology, the weak side seems to suggest that that side is less advantageous for the offense. However, when you use the flow and the ebb, that means that no matter the direction you're attacking, irregardless of force, that is your flow side. That is the side you are attacking. It gives both sides, both directions of the field, equal value instead of the strong side, weak side, which may seem to suggest that one side is better than the other. Sorry for the long video. Okay, we're going to continue with talking about how to isolate cutters in space as one of our offensive principles and what we can do behind the disc in order to ensure that we're isolating space. So the disc is here, and we're going to see it swing to the middle of the field. Okay. The flow side is now over here down in the bottom corner. And you can notice this handler is in the way of our flow space. Between him and his defender, he's clogging. Instead of staying back and receiving another swing pass, which doesn't do a lot for our offense, but further delay the attacking upfield, he is going to run a slice cut across the field. This is mostly a clear cut because, again, we're trying to keep the flow going in the direction of the disc down here. And he is opening up all this space for a cutter to come in for a gainer. Let's take a look. Sure enough, he clears out, opens up a big hole, and we get a 25-yard gain. Alright, so this is our second video of a slice cut. In this slice cut, I want us to pay attention to the timing and the pace of the slice cut. So again, we have the disc here. We're going to swing it to the middle. And you'll notice as he's catching it, the flow side is now up here, and our flow side handler has already started to make his move across the field to open up this entire space for the disc to continue to flow into. It's a great example of, on a slice cut, moving early so as the disc is caught, and moving decisively in order to open up space for your teammates. Okay, this is the third slice cut we're going to take a look at, and I want to highlight here the unselfishness of the slice cut. So we're going to roll the tape. We're going to hit a slice cut in the middle. Now again, we notice White Hat moving early, clearing out the flow side, which is now down here, for our cutter to fill in. I want to highlight the unselfishness of this play, as many handlers just want to stay back and receive this disc from this player because they're used to having the disc in their hands. Instead, this play, the slice cut, is designed for the handler to clear out that space, trusting their teammates and really opening up the flow space. Sure enough, another big cut into that space. Easy throw. We can turn and look upfield and attack the flow side. Okay, so in this video we're going to take a look at one of the dangers of not having a slice cut. So we're going to move the disc to the middle. At this point, you guys should be able to know that this side is now our flow side. So this handler, if he's following the slice cut principle, should slice into this space, opening up the flow side. Instead, that handler drifts back into the handler space looking for that horizontal swing back to the middle of the field. What that does is, for the 3 seconds in which he runs his cut back here, eliminates the opportunity to hit any cutters up in here. Slows down the whole offense, and we have to wait for him to clear there before we can attack the flow space. So one of the dangers of the lack of the slice cut is slowing the offense, breaking the timing down. Again, the result of this play is not terrible, but the timing and the process of that lack of slice cut will cut into our offense eventually. Okay, we're going to take a look at another video that shows the dangers when we don't run a slice cut. So we're going to start here with a dump set. The handlers start off with a good traditional mirror set, so one goes up line, the other one is coming back. The flow is now going in this direction, which means, if we follow the slice cut principle, which means that we can isolate space for our cutters to attack, this player should be setting up, as the disc is in the air, a slice cut this way. Instead, that doesn't happen. He drifts off into this handler space for another 5 to 7 yard horizontal swing cut, which again just delays our offense from attacking upfield. The dangers of this drift out cut here are doubled as it breaks one of our principles, which is keeping the disc flowing in the direction of the flow and attacking isolated space. Since this handler chooses not to go to him, we now have to attack the side we just left, where most players had just been clearing and had already been clogged. We're now attacking a smaller space because this player failed to make their slice cut and isolate the flow side.